And when we are present, whatever it is that we are seeking, an intervention, a new way of making a great Manhattan, whatever it is, save the world, I can get in on that one. Presence is the point where manifestation becomes action. And when we get to that presence, that question you're asking comes directly to you from your inner self, from a conversation with somebody you just meet on the street. Because we're never connected to somebody, we never meet anyone by accident. There is a divine reason. There is another reason for us to connect in some manner. And when we're in that point of presence, whatever it is that we're searching for suddenly becomes clear. You may not have it all worked out, but you know there's an end. You know what you're going for has an ending. Well, that was me some years ago. I am a lifelong self-sabotager. What is that? I very quickly go to the top of whatever I'm working on or affiliated with, and then self-sabotage and either quit or get fired many times. But I've always held on to the truth that there's a reason for that. I'm not broken. I don't have a disease. There's a reason for this to happen. So in my search to find a reason why I keep doing that, and came to a point of suicide, where I stood on the edge of a 28-story building that I lived in, one more step, and I changed uniforms. Not a cloud in the sky, beautiful day, no wind, so nothing to push, nothing to pull. I'm there all by myself. And as clearly as I'm speaking to you today, a voice from behind me said, "Turn around, I have work for you." I did, obviously. I didn't take that step. And I never was on that roof again. And the process that I developed within 6 months of that event is now trademarked in the United States as repetitive behavior cellular regression. So let's first figure out what repetitive behavior is. How many have ever made a New Year's resolution? Raise your hand. We all have. Now keep your hand up. Did you break that resolution before the night was over? I know I have. Many times I was 100 pounds more than I am right now, and I was going to go on a diet. And then I had this massive buffet breakfast before I even went home. Okay? Now, how many made that same resolution the next year? Okay? And broke it again. That is a repetitive behavior. Repetitive behaviors can be changed. Okay? Nothing's broken. You don't have any diseases. You're not a lifelong loser, whatever you want to call it. You're a person. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. And by repeating it, you learn something new every time. And in my reflection of my life, I did learn something new every time. So now, how do we get to the cellular level of remembering a memory that keeps coming up when we get triggered? Okay? Who in here remembers the smell of fresh baked bread? Can you smell it right now? You may not have a memory to it, but you smell it. Smell is a #1 sense for memory recall. Okay? And as such, when we smell something that triggers us, not such good things happen. We overreact. We step into that world that we're totally afraid of. And then, yet, with the same amount of energy and the same feelings throughout the body, a lovely memory comes to mind, and we're suddenly excited and full of love. Same thing happens to our body. When we have a negative situation, it stays with us longer than a good situation. That sucks, but it's true, okay? So, what repetitive behavior cellular regression does is we help a client fully conscious with their eyes closed over Zoom. We don't even do it one-on-one. We learn very quickly, my partner and I, that that's not the best way to do it, because even though we have the eyes closed of the client, they still feel our physical presence. So they are not present, okay? Now you change that and put them on a camera, okay? There is no physical presence. So their ability to stay in the middle, fully present with their eyes closed, there's a reason, okay? Sight's one of the senses. Sight is a distraction, okay? You're looking up on the wall, checking your time. You're doing many things with your eyes open. Your eyes closed, you're fully connected to the practitioner who's helping you. And when that happens, we have you go back to 3 memories. Now let me preface the memories. There are no good memories, there are no bad memories. They're simply memories. How we react to them it depends on a lot of different factors, but they're still not good or bad. They're just are, all right? Now, when current psychotherapies and modalities have you go back to a memory and tell about the memory. Who's there? What's going on? Uncle Bob said this, he's an asshole, whatever it is, okay? You're staying in the emotional part of the memory. Does that make sense? Okay. Now let's change that a little bit. Let's take that memory and freeze frame it into a photograph. Now, when you look at a photograph, there's nobody moving around, so there's no motion in the memory, okay? And if there's no motion, there's no emotion attached to the memory. It's just a photograph, okay? Now, when you close your eyes and you're fully present and you go to a memory that I don't have time to go into how we get there, but when you get there and you freeze frame it, you're completely out of the story and the motion, emotion associated with why you got there. Now, here's what is revolutionary, hence my company, Evolutionary Healer. We have you inventory the memory with your 5 senses, beginning with what sense? Smell, okay? In your mind, you have this photograph, and then I ask, as a practitioner, I would ask you, one thing at a time, please tell me what you smell. You'd be surprised what things that come to mind in a memory that's not moving around, okay? Uncle Bob is frozen. He's not going anywhere, okay? And then we go through each of the 5 senses. There are 9 questions because there's 2 sight questions and 2 awareness questions that are added in there. It comes out to 9 questions. But what we are looking for as a practitioner is odd, missing, can't be remembered information that would be obvious to me if I was with you. A perfect example is one of my clients. She was 6 years old, sitting on the end of a dock at a lake where